why don't you pay for blood? If it's so low and there's such a demand for it, just say, hey, we'll give you $10 if you donate. Here you go. Instead of giving whatever donation away, where you get this $50 gift card thing, you get this water bottle, you get into this raffle thing, just say, here's $10. If you need more of it, here's $20. If you're O negative, where everyone needs your blood, here's this much of it. Then rank it based on that. 2, 1. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Pretty Huge Dilemma podcast. Today, we're going to get into solving the healthcare, we're going to get into solving the economy, and then lastly, redefining what's considered a hardcore gym. So make sure to tune in and also to like, subscribe, share, comment, follow on Instagram, follow on X, all of that. Nice. Ooh, man, that's a good title. And this is where it's going to flash to a title of Jacob Solves the Healthcare Crisis. I don't know if it's a crisis or not. People like to throw that around to get people's attentions. I do like, I don't know, of the TV shows I've watched, which, yeah, whatever amount, I don't know, might be my favorite one. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think them in The Office, they have, in Workaholics, theirs was okay. Their transitions from their opening cold open scene to the title of the episode to the rest of the episode, which sometimes cold open plays into it, sometimes it doesn't. Workaholics, again, I just finished it, so it's on the brain. Finish that, watch the SpongeBob movie, go look at my thread that I had on a SpongeBob movie where I went through, I guess, live tweeted me watching it, the different things. I mean, I think it was rated PG. That was a surprise to me that SpongeBob movies were rated PG at all. I guess there were definitely some adult things in there where they had lucky bricks. When they got nervous, their lucky bricks would fall out. Yeah, I don't know. I think there are probably other adult things, but I don't know where in the timeline that SpongeBob SquarePants movie goes, because it's like he's meeting the Flying Dutchman for the first time, but there's definitely previous times where he's met the Flying Dutchman. So I don't know if it's like a Star Wars things where this is the movie, it was made in 2025, but it fits in the early 2000s SpongeBob. Which also, I don't know if I can go back and rewatch all the SpongeBob seasons. There's like 19 of them. I'm like, yeah, I would be, I don't know, I think I would like watching all of them to say, yeah, I watched all the SpongeBobs, but it's not really like a brag type thing. It's just like, yeah, I like this TV show, I watched it. And now as an adult might be, well, I really don't need to watch all of this. If I missed like the last 15 years of it, fine. And also the parts of it where as a kid I definitely watched this episode. Can I skip it now? Do I have to rewatch it? How does that play out? Is it still considered watching the entire thing? But 19 seasons, that's a lot of episodes for it. A lot of storylines going in and out of it. I don't know if I got time for that to watch all of those. But Always Sunny scenes, it's always funny how they would get the cold open scene and then the name of the episode, which I like having the names of the episodes, so that way when you're talking with other people you can describe of the episode where D gets set on fire, the episode where Charlie does this, the episode where they solve the bathroom issue, something like that, so it's easy to reference to. I like having that option where if you describe an episode of The Office, you have to say Jim does this type of prank. Dwight reacts this way. Michael does this crazy outlandish thing. Harder to find exact like episode titles of things because they don't say this is the episode title. It's kind of a after thing of, oh yeah, what was the title of that episode? Always Sunny, they put it right there, just a plain black text of this is the episode. Let's go ahead with it. So the title of this episode, which I don't know if I'm throwing it out there, just I just knew it from the beginning. Maybe it is just clickbait, is Jacob Solves Healthcare. That would be it. That also might be the reason I'm dressed up for this. Try to class up this kind of podcast. Either that or I ran out of t-shirts to wear, so now I just gotta wear my collar type shirts, which I don't know. The tight collar, like a little looser. I don't think I can do the second button though. Second button, that's too open. If I had chest hair, it'd be popping through here. No, I gotta do the undershirt and gotta keep this buttoned. But it's we're at the height where it's feels like it's too high up, but it's too low. I can't have it unbuttoned. That'd be too reasonable. This top button, oh no, not do that. I also don't know how I feel about button down collars. I don't think I like it. I know over time it might like flare out, mess up the collar, but yeah, I get new shirts anyway. So why not do that? All right, so I don't know. Before I solve the health crisis, Always Sunny, then being on Hulu, man, that really sets me back watching it just repeatedly. Because Hulu doesn't have enough other things where I can find them and have and be happy with it. Amazon Prime, at least sometimes they get like newer movies. It also comes with the faster shipping. So like, okay, I can find enough things that I'm happy with. They have some older shows. They get some new movies that come out. Like they got the new He-Man movie. I'm not gonna watch it, but it's pretty new, recently out of theaters. And I can buy like other movies on there. Hulu though, I actually get the live TV part of it where you can watch things the day after that are on ABC. But all those game shows and stuff like that, I don't need to watch all of those Family Feud episodes. I don't need to go back and watch those the day after. The Bachelor, Bachelorette, I'm out on that. Hulu, so I don't. Besides Always Sunny, American Dad's on there. I'm surprised Fox doesn't have like their own. Well, they do. They have the Fox One thing. I think they put their TV shows on that. I guess FX goes with Hulu, so you might have other shows that are similar on there. But I wish it was on something else. I wish it was, I don't know, Netflix. Surprised Netflix hasn't bought that out, but Always Sunny probably is a big anchor for Hulu to bring people to and to keep watching it because I think they're coming out with a new season of it, and I just might miss it. So I guess I'm not that big a fan of them where I'm not buying a streaming service just for that. And Hulu's not getting into the live sporting events like Netflix and Amazon are. There's no one-off show where it's you have to watch it on Hulu. Even Peacock has some things. They have like I think Notre Dame has special games that are only on Peacock or Big Ten games that are only on Peacock. But for whatever reason, Hulu's just not in that for whatever reason. Maybe they will. Maybe they're not bidding enough for it. I mean, obviously that's the reason for it. They're not bidding enough for it, or else I think people or I think sports, not sports companies, sports leagues would go with them and put things on there. I guess not. And even like the smaller things, Amazon's getting the pickleball on there and indoor football on their platform instead. All right, solving the healthcare crisis. This was when I was just in my car, put the radio on. Sometimes I put it on there when I don't feel like going through my Spotify, or I just want something different, or I don't want to hook my phone up. So I'll put the radio on, and there'll be just people on there saying these are the news stories, things like that. One of the news stories was blood donations are extremely low. American Red Cross or someone said levels are lowest of this point in a long time. They don't have that much of reserve, and state of emergency, I guess, is what they were saying for it. My thought was, this is my solve for it, is why don't you pay for blood? If it's so low and there's such a demand for it, just say, hey, we'll give you $10 if you donate. Here you go. Instead of giving whatever donation away, where you get this $50 gift card thing, you get this water bottle, you get into this raffle thing, just say, here's $10. If you need more of it, here's $20. If you're O negative, where everyone needs your blood, here's this much of it. Then rank it based on that. Right now, and I've thought about this for the past couple days, I haven't seen what the big problem is with paying for blood. I understand that's kind of black market things where people sell kidneys on there that they're not willing to do. People sell other body parts and stuff like that that just people want and I assume use to make other people better, maybe eat. I don't know, kind of crazy out there. But why not do that? And that was one of the bigger things with, oh man, now we're solving the weed crisis with the weed thing of there's not regulation for it or other pharmaceutical prescription things is there's no regulation of it. Wild West, anything can happen. NCAA, anyone, any age, no matter how many years they play, can go back and play the sport that they want to, which I don't really care. The NCAA could have older people. It doesn't let younger people develop as much. Okay, then they can get better. What's your point? Then you're going to say the professional sports are worse because of it. Well, maybe younger people just get better and have a different league for it, and a different leagues created. Maybe they, I don't know, go overseas, things like that. So they're just going to have to learn how to develop in different ways, different areas. Because, yeah, there's more people competing for those jobs. Maybe that just brings up the entire level of the competition. And again, besides saying that in a couple of years their development's not going to be as good, I'm sure they'll figure it out. The NBA teams will pay enough money. The NFL will pay enough money to get whatever development they need out of it, and they'll still make more money in the future. Bold prediction: NFL is just going to make more money in the future. No matter if the players are better or worse, they'll find a way to do it. With healthcare, I don't see what the downside is of paying for blood. People say like healthcare that so messed up, insurance messed up, the hospitals messed up, whatever. It's like they're making some sort of money from this. They're not getting these big medical facilities, big research things just out of nowhere. Like when you go to the downtown of a major city, these banks aren't losing money on things. These buildings aren't just free. Like they're getting that money from somewhere. So these insurance places, these hospital places, they're getting money from somewhere. So why can't, if it's a state of emergency, you want to just pay for some blood? If, again, that's the how serious they take it. If the hospital say it's a state of emergency, they need it, then you can pay it. Maybe that might just be the capitalist in me, which could be it, where if you need something, you really want it, people aren't giving it to you for free, then pay for it. Give people the money of, you donate blood, give it, here you go. People pay for plasma, which that was a big thing when I was in, I don't know, when I started doing that, when I was like a senior, because I think you gotta be 18 to do it. Senior high school, like into college, where, yeah, you donate blood. Well, it's not, you donate plasma, which I guess is different than blood. So I don't really get the point of paying to donate for plasma, but not paying people to donate for blood, which they take the plasma out of blood. Oh, yeah, I got scratched up here. I'll have to make it more red on the camera so it sticks out more, but just a little scratch there. But why are people willing to pay for plasma but not for blood? Which my understanding of blood and plasma is like they sound pretty similar to each other, do similar things in the body. But plasma, you get paid, I don't know what the rates are nowadays, but $60 to sit there for a couple hours for however many times. You can go twice a week for it. Blood, I understand there might be more of a limit to time to go because you take the blood out and then you have to wait however long for that to rejuvenate. Okay, I get that. You might have people that try to skirt around that, where they go to one company, donate blood, then next week they try to go to this other company, donate blood. Okay, so you just have to track those people, have whatever company's doing it, communicate with each other so that no one slips through and double donates. But I don't know if you're donating, if you're paying them enough money where it's willing to put that risk, which, yeah, you have some people possibly trying to exploit that system. Fine. But if you're saying it's a true state of emergency and you're really willing to solve it, then just pay for it. State of emergency, we need more people donating organs. Well, maybe if you pay people while they're alive and say, if you, I guess, pledge your organs, which I think that's what people do for donations to charities. They say you're pledging this amount of money where it's, you're not giving it right away, you're giving it over like a certain period of time. You say, I pledge my organs to this, I'm putting your will, I'm of sound body, mind, blah, 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 here are my organs. The medical people might say, with the stipulation that you don't die from any of these diseases. Well, you're buying these sight on scene right now, and we're not evaluating this later for it. You say, here's this amount, or they could do it as a yearly thing of, you didn't get sick this year, here's a payment to be on the donor list for, I don't know what the going rate is of organs and things like that. But if you need them, say, all right, you sign this contract, this will, your family can't come after us, deny us or whatever. So when you die, your organs are being donated to whatever place, it might be more difficult because if you're on a trip, you die, you're not by this hospital you signed a contract with. Okay, but just you. I think when you put donation on a license, you're not saying this certain hospital is getting it. You're saying, yeah, I'm willing to do this. So you do that with organs as well. As you say, I'm donating my organs. There's a yes on here. Again, people might exploit it, but it's just the point of, is the benefit worth the risk of someone doing that? I don't know. Am I going to make that decision for the organs? Probably not. For the blood, though, I think it wouldn't be crazy to start paying people to donate for blood. Why not do it? You pay people for plasma, medical industry. I think you got the money for it. I don't know who exactly would be paying for it. The insurance companies, the medical places. Someone, if you're saying it's truly a state of emergency that you're trying to resolve, why not pay people money for their blood? It's kind of like a renewable resource, one might say, where people are big into that for energy. They're big into harnessing wind, water, solar, things like that, because they're renewable. They're not taking resources away from other things, which you might say something about the sun where it has limited, blah, 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 whatever, different podcasts. Mega structures, which I'm watching Moonfall right now, and they're talking about mega structures. I don't really know what that is. Pretty much what I understand is there's an alien core inside of big things in space, the moon, other planets that aliens have, and there's power inside of it. You can harness that. I don't know. I don't fully get it. There's some sort of mega structure. Going away from that. But blood, is that considered a renewable resource? Because it regenerates. People are able to make more of it. It's not gone forever, where people say it's that way for fossil fuels. I'm not fully aware of how those happen, how those get formed. Not going down there if it's renewable or not. It probably isn't, but I don't know if definitions changed since I've been in school and learned about it. But blood feels like a renewable resource. People can make more of it, barring that they're not sick, have some disease. They're able to make more of it if they lose it, if they're somewhat healthy, I think. So why not pay for it? I think that was pretty good. You know what? I can't wait to see how people tell me I'm extremely wrong about that. All right, so that's solving healthcare. Next, we're solving the economy. Just kidding. I don't really know what's going on with it. Is it up, down, left, right, middle? I don't know what's going on with it. All I know is, I don't know, living my life. But I do not like when people blame the economy for things. They say, I can't get these groceries because of this economy. I can't go on this trip because of the economy. Okay, yes, that makes you sound somewhat like a victim of it, where you don't have any input on it and you're just there. Whatever's going on with the economy, that's just the way it is. Just saying, I can't do anything about it. Whatever happens with it, just the way it is. Because I was talking with someone. They're in a, I guess, committed relationship, something like that. Been together with their significant other for a period of time. And I want to say, and I got it written down, because the way it was phrased, they're very particular with how I phrased it. Because they said, no, I didn't say it that way. I said it this way. And talked with them and said, all right, this is how I'm going to put it on a podcast. And I'm going to not react, but say my thoughts about it and put it out to the general public. And we'll see how I clip it up, what clip goes out from it. But we'll see what Claude tells me to use or chat, depending on if I've used up my tokens or not. It was said, this person claimed the economy is the reason they are not getting married. I don't really think that that's a valid reason. Reason or excuse. If you're blaming the economy for not getting married or its financial decision to not get married, I don't think those should necessarily be related to each other. Similar to having a kid, where yes, there are financial implications of doing it. Your lifestyle will have to change as a result of it, not just financially, but your sleep, how you spend your time, things like that will have to change because of it. So that kind of sounds like blaming the economy for it, and it's not something you have control over. And there's not this love or caring that's above whatever monetary value is. If you say, we get married, it's going to cost us this much money to do it. We're going to have to change all this about our lifestyle. Well, that happens for it. But me, I don't know. Maybe it's because I love too much. Again, I'm caring too much. I'm loving too much. I love too much. Yeah, maybe that's just inside of me. Of if you love this person enough, I don't think the economy is a reason for it. You say the economy is bad, the economy is good. Well, it is what it is. You can say you don't have control over it, but you do have control over other things. You have control over how you spend your money, what you value with your time. A lot of decisions, what jobs you work, how many jobs you work, how many hours you work, where you work. You could get a job at a place with a second job with your spouse. You could start a podcast and maybe make money from it. I am still not sure how that works, but I've heard rumors that people get paid to do podcasts. I mean, I throw advertisements in, which still haven't done that. You still get straight 30, 35, 40-minute straight content of me just talking, thinking about things, which might be completely off basis, but no ads are there. So you can't complain about that. You're never hitting that fast forward button because you don't know what's coming up next, what's coming down the pike, which I still don't get that. Coming down the pike probably has to do with fish. But every time someone says down the pike, I always in my head go down the pipe. That makes more sense to me because I'm not a fisherman. I've done it a couple times, which comedy podcast can't sue. I mean, I guess you could sue comedy purposes, may or may not be true based on crazy events. Or I say this, may I'll put that at the front of this is all a dream. Just lay it all that way. Fishing, I think I've gone once. Then I don't know the statute of limitations either, how serious it is, but again, I think you would have to prove it. And yeah, I don't know how boring this episode is. Probably have to talk to someone about that if we get there at some point. But that would mean that whatever government entity would have to listen to the podcast. And hey, if it gets my views up, it might be worth it in that case. And then if I get into a big drawn out court thing, maybe that's what the spark I need to get this to grow more. But went fishing like once. I think I caught a fish. Oh yeah, I definitely did. Obviously took a picture with it. And the guy I was with told me how to hold it. He's like, hold it out like this, then hold because that's closer to the camera, makes the fish look bigger, blah blah blah. So it was kind of relaxing to do that. I didn't have the sunglasses where I guess you kind of like see through the water. Because the guy I was with, he had whatever polarized sunglasses, and he goes, put your fish line over there because there's multiple fish over there. Like, how do you see that? This water's all muddy and stuff like that. Then he gave me these glasses. Like, you see right there, kind of like in National Treasure when they get the glasses from that brick, the Benjamin Franklin bifocals, and Nicolas Cage. What's his name in the movie? Ben Gates. He flips them around the different colors and he reads different things based on that, based on the frequency of the light, I guess they're seeing. But the polarized part, I guess the sunlight bouncing off is like canceled out by how the shades are set up somehow. So you just see where it's at. So I kind of felt like that of, wow, I can really see this. Kind of like, who was it? John Smith, who's got these special plates, special glasses, and he can just read and interpret all these things allegedly. Allegedly. We'll see. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Who's to say? But seeing it that way, yeah, I was just able to see exactly where the fish were. It's like, this is why you're catching so many fish and I'm not catching any. It was all right. It is a relaxing thing to do. I don't know if later, at some point in my life, I'll get more into it or what kind of setup you need for that. Because I think if you're just doing it from the bank, it wouldn't be that expensive. But if you're getting a boat to do it, even if it's like a small boat, it's like, I don't know if I got a vehicle I'd tow that around. I got to figure out where to put it. Am I putting it in my driveway? Am I putting it out of marina? What's going on with that? The upkeep of it? I don't know if I'm game for that yet. I think maybe later kind of relaxing to do because, yeah, you're just in the water, sitting there, thinking, put some music on, just hanging out, trying to fish. We'll see if I transition to that or not. But I still think it's down the pipe. Maybe that's too much baseball, or it's just, yeah, the ball is coming right down the pipe. I think that's probably what it stems from. Whenever people say pike, I was like, these pike doesn't sound like the right word for it. But anyway, back to the economy. Is it bad? Is it good? I don't know. But I don't think it's a reason to get married, not get married, have a kid, not have a kid. That sounds like too victimish and not willing to make whatever sacrifices you have to for this other person and other people that are involved for it. That's my resolution of the economy issue in marriage. All right, last couple things. With the heat wave we have, which it's like every summer people say it's a heat wave coming through. I don't really know if it's a heat wave or that's just how weather patterns work for it. So I don't know if you can really say it's a heat wave or not. It's kind of just the weather for it. But it's hard to know which, I don't know, I was put in charge of watering a couple of the plants. How do you know how much water to give these things? I don't know how much water to put out on there. And there's no exact amount of this kind of plant, you need 2 gallons of water. This other kind of plant, give it a quart, give it half. Then you got gallons, you got liters, you got quarts, you got half gallons. That was done. You got half liters, you got milliliters. How much water do I give these things? And there might be some index of these plants need more water, cut off. These plants need less water, cut off. These plants don't need any water, like a cactus. Then even based on that, it's how much rain are you getting? How much sprinkle do you have a sprinkler set up in there? How much sun exposure are they having? What's the temperature like? I don't know any of these factors. There might be something, which this might be because I'm an amateur horticulturist. That sounds like the right word. This isn't gardening, it's just plants. Biologist. Oh, that doesn't sound right either. Herbologist. That doesn't sound right either. Horticulture. Plants landscaping. Okay, amateur landscaper. There might be something where you can just put a thing in the dirt where it just measures how much moisture there is and says if you need more or less or what for it. With the filling it up with water, like, okay, this is like a decent sized pot. I can't put enough water in there where there's going to be standing water at the top because I put whatever 2 liters of water in there. I come back a minute later, all the water is just not at the top. It's soaked through, and I go, I don't know if that's enough water or not. I got these plants where there's water coming out the bottom of it. Is that supposed to be the case, or am I supposed to water it slower, less water, more times throughout the day, or just one big meal? Kind of like, yeah, one big meal. Kind of like, do you do intermittent fasting of just one big meal, middle of the day, that's it? Or do you do kind of just spread it out where morning water, middle of the day water, late, not too late evening because plants got to sleep and you don't want that water too close to sleep that might interfere with their sleep. Do you do it later in the evening, 3 hours before bedtime? I don't know what the watering schedule for this thing is. So how do I know what to put in there? Do I need special things in my water? Do I need to give them some of my reverse osmosis water? Can I give them the backup water, the one that has more plastics and other contaminants in it? Would they be okay with that? I don't know, because pouring that water down the sink feels kind of wasteful. Like, this water looks fine, but I'm not drinking it. Maybe like these plants out there, they won't know the better for it if I just give them that kind of water for it. Because I assume the water that's coming off of the reverse osmosis machine is probably similar to what's coming out of that hose. That's just what I can assume. Maybe the reverse osmosis has a little bit more, like the hose water, that's going through zero, like purification. That's not going through water heater, anything through the house, any type of softening system. So it might be similar microplastic, lead, other contaminant type things for it. But it's just, I put water out there, like, I watered it. Yes, that was done. Is it enough water? Too fast of water? Because also for this water, I'm not sitting there like, yep, this is slowly coming out at whatever speed it's. Yeah, this is just dumped. The watering can is like, this thing's practically turned upside down and water's just coming out as fast as I can. When I have the hose, what kind of setting do I put this on? Do I put the shower full blast just to get all the water in there as fast as possible, as quick as possible? I don't know for it. That's something I'll have to research, but that is a dilemma I've been having. I think that's going to be all for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, reach out, DM, watch Pretty Huge Reviews, new series out. I think the first episode came out with IQ bars with guest reviewer Ashley. She's back in the mix for that. Maybe we'll get her back on the podcast soon, see what she's been up to. Watch Pretty Huge Reviews, watch PhD TV, still playing Balloon Towers Defense, and slowly building things up that way. Pretty Huge Oasis is getting stronger. So make sure to tune into that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.